Welcome, my darling true crime angels, to Websleuths YouTube Live. We are an extension, if you will, of the true crime discussion forum called websleuths.com. And again, I am so glad you're here tonight. We have very, very sad news about the 63-year-old missing woman, Julie Goforth. She was found deceased. We don't know much, but we will be talking about it tonight. And I'm going to be putting the link to the discussion on Websleuths. Our members, again, doing amazing research on this case. She was in the Mojave Desert and on a dirt bike, I believe. Let me make sure here. Yeah, she was on a dirt bike outing, and they don't know what happened. You know, when it's that hot, I think you can get disoriented very easily. But anyway, we'll talk more about it. But our deepest sympathies to the people that knew and loved Ms. Goforth. It's so tragic. Obviously, a very active, loving, incredible woman, lots of energy, and it's just so scary and so sad. Stacy is here, and Stacy does have an update in the search for. Sorry, hold on. My stupid computer is frozen. Hang on. That's the wrong one. Uh-oh. I think I made a mistake here, guys. Hang on just a second. No, I didn't. Okay, here we go. Anyway, Stacy has an update in the search for Sally Contarino. Sally came to Vegas at the end of June and then just vanished. Sally's family came into our chat and started talking to us. We brought them to websleuths.com, and they have been talking with Stacy, and we've been putting updates on the forum. And not a big update, but an update nonetheless. And then we're going to be talking about, it's coming up, I can't believe it's next Wednesday, the end of the world again. 24-hour live stream. We're actually going to start it at 11:50 Tuesday night, July 21st, 11:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll go actually for more than 24 hours as we talk true crime. We celebrate the lives of the victims of crime. And we introduce you to some new friends. You get to see some old friends. I can tell you that Jesse Weber from News Nation will be here, as well as, I believe, Dr. Christine Marie from the Netflix documentary, The Prophet. Again, we have an amazing lineup. And I apologize if I'm a little discombobulated here. My computer has been spinning and I can't get to my notes. And so I'm trying to go off by my memory. And that in itself is absolutely terrifying. So I think the thing to do now is to bring up Stacy. Yes, she is AI, everybody. She's not real. No, of course she's real. She is our executive producer. I give her more titles, and that way I don't pay her. Everybody, please welcome the one and only, the insightful one, Stacy. How are you doing tonight, Stacy?
I'm doing great. My AI house is looking good. I've been cleaning it all day.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
you're an AI machine, and that's what AI machines do.
Yeah.
They organize and clean, so good for you. So tell us about Sally. What's the latest on Sally?
It's just good. It's great that they're still searching, and there's been a
Yes.
great team from Red Rock uh, searching for her. I mean, they've
Mm-hmm.
done a lot of searches, and they have not given up. And now to add to that, because it's such a vast area,
Mm-hmm.
um, one of their team members is now on his own time out there doing drone work to try
Oh,
to help.
really?
Yes, that's Steve Fisher. So
Oh, Art, that's SF Investigates.
yes,
Oh, he's amazing. He really is. So,
yeah. So they, I really hope, because yeah, it's such a large area
mm-hmm.
that doing a drone can help so much for that.
Well, and drones are just so amazing. I
Uh,
mean, just think if we'd have had them 20 years ago,
yeah.
flying above everything, flying above all the traffic. You don't need a human other than to operate them. They are just incredible. And so Steve's out there doing some drone work and looking for Sally.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Well,
Yeah, and that's what, I want everybody to know they're still looking,
mhm.
actively looking for her. They have not given up.
And there is a chance that she went off grid for some reason. We don't know.
Oh
We
yeah,
just don't know. And so
correct. You're
we
right.
want to hold out hope. Absolutely. I'm going to put the link in chat to Sally's discussion. Like I said, our members have done amazing work. And let me put this in here. Oh, come on. My computer lately has just been just not behaving. Damn it. I'm going to ground it here any moment. There we go. Now, we did have somebody in chat right before we went on the air that came on and said that they are the wife of Julie Goforth.
Mhm.
And you have reached out to them and you're waiting to hear from them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, again, let's, if that's true, I would, first of all, our deepest sympathies and condolences. My God, this is just a nightmare. But if she would like to come on our live stream, I would be absolutely fine with that. But let's make sure we've had issues before. So we will make sure that this is legit here. So, and again, I wish I had better words for people when they lose a loved one like this. I just, you feel so helpless. You just want to hold them and take away their pain.
Yeah.
And again, we'll find out more about it. But I have a feeling that Julie Goforth was an experienced writer. You know, she didn't go out there like a crazy 15-year-old not knowing what she was doing. It can just, I think you can get disoriented. Maybe she had an accident. You know, we just don't know yet. So, yeah. Somebody is asking on websleuths.com, has
Mhm.
there been any information about where she was found? Just all I've heard is remote desert area. If anybody has any other information, please post it in chat because we certainly would like to see that. And a little bit later on, I will show you. And again, Stacy, the
Yes.
excitement, and I need you to calm down because when I told you this, you about lost your mind. So calm down, young lady. When I tell you, I'm going to show you what is in the prize closet for the End of the World Again broadcast. Calm down. Calm down. It is that good. No, it's Trisha buying stuff on Temu late at night when I can't sleep and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and then I forget. That's what's in the prize closet that I'm going to
Well,
bring out to all of you. And
I
again,
can't help
yes,
it because AI gives you what you want and you want me to be excited. So,
I do. And I want you to laugh at my jokes,
yeah.
and I want you
So,
to love me and to give me completely, false gratitude and false compliments. I want you to be the shallow AI. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyway, I do get 2 to 3 years grace period to mail it to you. I have a problem with the post office. I can't explain it. I don't know why. I have a hell of a time mailing stuff. So anyway, I'll tell you what, Stacy, is there anything else about Sally's case?
no, not nothing except that they're, not giving up. And, if anybody has any information, they need to reach out to the Las Vegas Police Department.
Yes,
You
please
know,
do. And
anybody there, check your cameras wherever you are. You never know.
that's just it. You never know. And don't think for 1 second that, oh, I don't want to call them. Yeah, I might have something, but it's stupid. No, 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 no. You don't. If you think you have something, you might have the key because they have a lot more information than what they've let out. So please, if you are in the area, or even if you're not in the area and you think you've seen Sally somewhere, call. Just
Mhm.
call your 911 local police and say, I've seen a missing person. She's missing in Vegas. And then they can connect you. So, and again, that doesn't surprise me that SF Investigates is out there with his drone. He really is a caring guy when it comes to helping people.
Yeah, he
He
is.
he he he's amazing. He absolutely is. So anyway, um,
It made me, it actually, I'll confess something that when he told me that, it made me tear up.
oh
Because,
yeah, well,
yeah.
because he's just, again, I can't tell you
Yeah.
how many times I've tried to call him found out he is somewhere in the U.S. searching for somebody he doesn't even know,
Yeah.
and he's just going out there helping, and that's, again, a really, really good guy that way. He really is. So,
And that team he's a part of, they're amazing.
when you say team, is it his team or is it,
No,
okay.
no, he's working with a Red Rock. It's a search and rescue team.
And they're
Yeah.
called Red Rock?
Yeah, they're from Red Rock, or they're called Red Rock. It's from that area,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's a team, and he's just one member of it.
Okay,
You know.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. And so, do you know anything else about him? Because I mean, let's face it, you have to be a special kind of tough to go searching in the Las Vegas desert. My God,
Ooh,
I
I'll get
can't
some
even
more
imagine.
information. Yeah.
I can't even imagine. So, oh boy, yeah. Let's hope that they find something. I'm just looking at Ms. Goforth's information now. There really hasn't been anything released other than she was found deceased, and they're investigating. That's pretty much it. So anyway, let me look up something here really quickly.
Yeah, I can't imagine the heat in Mojave or Vegas, because here I am close to the ocean, and it's been so hot here. I can't imagine
Mm-hmm.
how hot it's been in other
Yeah.
places over there
Oh,
right now. Man.
yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Just there is an article from the LA Times. I'll put it in chat right now, and I'll put it in the description as well when we're done. It says retired teacher who went missing in Mojave Desert off-roading area is found dead. And in a statement, sheriff's officials offered condolences to Goforth's family and friends and expressed appreciation for those who joined in the extensive search, which included deputies and volunteers scouring the desert using off-road vehicles, bikes, horses, dogs, drones, helicopters, and planes. The compassion, concern, and commitment shown by community members serve as a powerful reminder of the strength that comes from people coming together during difficult times, the statement said. Goforth is an experienced rider, had recently gotten a new dirt bike, and she had visited the 27,000-acre off-roading area with a friend to try it out, her daughter, Candace Walker, said on Tuesday. But after struggling a bit to ride the bike, Goforth separated from her friend, telling him she was going back to the vehicle, Walker said. The friend later returned to the vehicle to find that Goforth wasn't there, she said. Let's see. Yes, Julie's partner, daughter, and son-in-law are in chat. If you could please email Stacy, producer at websleuths.com, really quickly, we would encourage you to come up on our live stream. That would be wonderful if you could. Hold on, everybody's sending me texts here, and it's hard to read an article and read text at the same time. So hold on just a second. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, Stacy, have they emailed you yet?
Oh, look.
Yeah, go ahead and send them the link to come up on stage, okay? And because I would like to have them on. I can't imagine that they wouldn't be who they say they are. But everybody, while Stacy is and again, I would love for them to come up. They may not want to come up, but
Yeah, it's just an option. Yeah.
it is an option. And again, we are so, so sorry. And if there's any information you could give us, we would greatly appreciate it. And I know there is a troll in chat. Mods, don't do anything just yet, please. Please don't do anything, okay? I will handle it. But hold on here just a second. Hold on. Hang on, everybody. I'm just trying to find their posts here. Now, there absolutely has been nothing to suggest that the person who was with Ms. Goforth there's anything nefarious going on here. Nobody has said that. Nobody is suggesting that whatsoever. However, they have said they are investigating, which is what they absolutely have to do. So I would love to have the family members up here again, just so we can tell them how sorry we are. And yeah. Hang on just a second here. Do you know if anyone deleted the troll or not?
No.
Okay. I'm trying to find it.
As there's a new one, they posted again. It's at the bottom.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna grab that real quick. Starting, hang on, I will take care of you in just a moment. But right now, I would like to bring up Candace, who I believe, Candace, you are Julie's daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And again, we are so sorry. We really are. Is there anything that we can do for you? And I know that's a dumb question, but I'm telling you, we'll do it if we can.
No, we're okay at the moment. Right now, we just she was not found with her bike. We need to keep an eye out if anyone's in that area for her bike.
So her bike hasn't been found?
No, she was found without her bike.
Okay.
And so that's and I'm sorry. Let me bring Alex up. Alex K. Alex, hi. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Hi.
kind of in the same room as Candace.
Oh, okay,
It's
great.
my wife.
And Alex, you're married to Candace, so Julie is your mother-in-law, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So again, I guess maybe something happened. She was having some trouble with the bike, is what they were saying. Yeah. And again, okay, go ahead, Alex, please.
I mean, I guess just unfortunately, to cut to the chase, it's not super public news, but we were told last night that it is currently being investigated as a homicide.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
No.
Okay. I am so sorry.
Thank you.
Oh dear God. Okay. We don't have his name and we won't put his name up, but are they looking at anybody specific?
I was asked to not
that's
disclose
fine.
that too much, but
absolutely, yeah.
You know, obviously everybody is
Well, exactly. Now she did go out with a friend, a male friend, and then they got separated.
They were longtime friends and they have ridden together several times. So a lot of the family doesn't feel that he should be looked at, but other people do.
Well, again, it's just, if they have to investigate it, that absolutely, that should be the first person they look at. And then there should be no problem if there's no issue, they'll clear him, you know, and they've got to look at the last person she was with. And correct me if I'm wrong, she this is his story. She got separated and he went back to, I guess, an RV expecting to find her there, and he didn't. And that's when the concern came.
That is the story, yes.
Okay. And Alex and Candace, I'm putting a link in chat right now. This is websleuths.com. I don't know if you have been on that forum yet or not. It is a true crime discussion forum, which this YouTube channel is based on. And it's been around for a long time. And our members immediately jumped on this case. And they do things like they post maps and they do searches. And they're just amazing. And I've put it in chat. I'll also put it in the description as well under this video. I would encourage you to go read there. And you'll see there's a lot of love coming out of there as well. But again, Alex and Candace, did you email Stacy by chance? Either
I
one of you?
did. It
Okay.
was very short, but yes.
And that's fine. Stacy, can you please give Alex and Candace my phone number?
Yep.
And don't hesitate to contact me, because we have a lot of people and we can help you. If you need resources for things, don't hesitate to reach out, because here's the thing. You don't expect to find yourself in a situation like this. You don't know what you need. You don't know what to ask for. But if you do find out something that you need and you need to ask for it, please reach out. Okay? Anything we
Yep.
can do for you, we absolutely will. So, anyway.
Just to mention, I don't see an email. It might be delayed, but I put my email in the chat again just in case.
I may have also misspelled it, but I will.
Yeah. Because, yes, anything you guys need, you just reach out. And if we can help you, we will.
And it's a producer at Websleuths, and that's WEBSLEUTHS, like spider web and then sleuths, all one word. Producer at websleuths.com. Okay.
Got it.
And again, nobody knows. Nobody expects to be in this situation, for God's sakes. It's the last thing you would expect, because Julie was a very experienced writer. Is that correct, Candace?
Yes, she was. She taught me to ride when I was a young girl, and we've been riding for years, and she's been to this specific trail. I can't even tell you how many times, at least 5 times a year, she's on this specific trail.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I have a question.
Yes.
Yes. What kind of bike was it?
She bought the bike about a week ago, so we don't have enough information to really know exactly what bike, but from my understanding, we found a manual, and the manual says it's a Kawasaki KLX 300R. And it is a gray color.
Okay. And so you're looking for that now. They haven't found it.
Correct.
It said in the article I was reading that she was having some trouble. Do you know what they meant by that?
Her riding partner, when he called to state that she had never returned back to the base camp where they were, had told the story that she was struggling on the bike, had kind of fallen a few times. She was getting tired, so she was going to go back to the car and meet him there. And then when he got back to the car, he said she was not there to be found.
Wow. Okay. And I guess another thing they're looking into is, did the bike, did it break down and maybe she got disoriented? But again, she's very experienced at this. She would have had enough water and everything, right?
Correct. Yeah, she's very experienced, and ultimately, if she was getting too exhausted, I believe she would just dump the bike and continue on if she had to.
Hold on one second, because I want to put something under your name so people will know who we are talking to. So hang on just one moment, please. I want to make sure I'm spelling everything right. So, okay. Hold on just one second. Are there any questions in chat? And again, Candace and Alex can't answer a lot, but I am so grateful that they're here. And if you have any questions, we'll see if they can answer it, but please understand if they can't, okay? So, Stacy, can you please read some things in chat while I take care of this really quickly?
Yep. Let's see. Questions. Let me see if there's any questions. Oh, did she have a set amount of hours a day that she rode, or just went with the flow?
I would say most of the time went with the flow, but in this specific incident, knowing that it was hot out, they left around 4:30 in the morning. They got there roughly, I would say, according to her friend, they roughly got there around 6:30, and they would typically ride a couple hours and then come home, and always be home somewhere around noon. To avoid the heat.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time of the year in California, especially out in the desert, that is typical. I mean, when I used to ride, it was the same thing.
You go really, really early in the morning?
Yeah. It's cool.
Leave before the sun comes up, basically.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, and that makes sense, because, yeah, it's just too hot, absolutely too hot, So, okay, okay, there we go. Sorry, I just want to make sure we get some information up here that is correct in chat. Everybody, we're talking about Julie Goforth, who was found deceased today. She went dirt bike riding with
She
a
was
friend.
found yesterday.
Sorry, yesterday. My apologies. She went riding dirt bike, something that she's done for years and years with a very, very old friend. And she had a new dirt bike. She was found yesterday deceased, but her bike is missing. That just sent chills down my spine when you said that. Because I'm wondering, is that why she's deceased? Did somebody see an opportunity and thought, I want that bike? You know, again, we don't know. We don't know. So,
No, and I think if she got caught up in some situation, she would not have fought for her bike at all. She would have surrendered and said, take it.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And very, very troubling. I just, like I said, I wish there was something more we could do. But just know that you have thousands of people that are here and are thinking of you and want to let you know that they are here to help you any way we can. I wish there was a way we could actually just give you a physical hug through the internet. But again, whatever you need, please just let us know.
Thank you.
And if you need to get information out, websleuths.com, great place to do it. We can do it here. And even as important, if you need to get misinformation corrected, let us know, because we're good at doing that too. In situations like this, Candace and Alex, you would not believe the crazy stuff that gets out there. And it's so frustrating. So if you need us to correct misinformation, just let us know.
That's really why we jumped in, right? We just want to make sure that the right thing goes out and that everybody, understands the truth as we have it today.
I'm sorry, say one more time. You broke up just a little bit.
Sorry, I said, and that's part of the reason why we're on today, right? We just want to make sure that the real truth gets out there, and everybody can know what we know at this point, or at least what we know that we can share.
Exactly. And again, if you're just joining us, we have some sad news. We talked about this last night. Our members brought it up to us, to Stacy, brought to our attention last night. Retired teacher who went missing in the Mojave Desert off-roading has been found dead. And this is Julie Goforth, very experienced off-roading person, dirt biking, if you will. She had a new bike that she was trying out, and they haven't found the bike, but they did find her body. Now, she went riding with a very dear, close friend. And again, she was an incredibly experienced rider. So she knew what she was doing. She didn't take, I would assume she didn't take dumb chances. You know how we hear about young people, they go out there because they're invincible and they do crazy, stupid things. It sounds like Julie Goforth was not like that at all. And as you said, in the LA Times article says here that, LAtimes.com article says, Goforth visited the off-roading area 5 or 6 times a year. And while family members initially suspected she suffered a fall, perhaps into one of the old mine shafts that dot the area, they became concerned that something suspicious may have happened as search teams scoured the area but failed to find her. Now, Goforth had retired from her job as a school teacher, most recently at Albert Baxter Elementary School in Bellflower within the last 2 years, according to her daughter. She was outgoing and active and enjoyed surfing, skateboarding, snowboarding, and volunteering at a farm once a week. And she's also survived by a 2-year-old granddaughter. Oh my God. Looking at her picture, I bet the kids just loved her at that school. She just looks like she rocks, just such a cool, what a cool lady, going dirt biking at 63. Hell, I barely back out of my driveway, and here she is dirt biking. This is incredible. And again, I am so, so sorry. Anybody have any other questions in chat? That's all we know so far. They are investigating it. And again, we know this because we deal with this all the time. They are investigating it as a possible suspicious death, but that's what they have to do. Okay? They have to do that. I've told you before, my father, 84, 83 years old, had a heart attack, dropped dead. They couldn't find the doctor, so they had to treat it as a suspicious death for like 18 hours until they got the doctor to sign off and say, oh yeah, he had heart trouble. So again, but that I'm not trying to diminish the fact either that they are investigating this as a suspicious death. We just don't know enough right now. That's all we know. And I would encourage everybody, if you go on social media and you see some crazy, wild stories, don't repeat them, okay? Wait for the official word. Let's try and keep the facts straight here and not let things get out of control, okay? So, Alex, Kay, and Candace, you are welcome to stay on stage with us, or I can take you backstage or stay in chat. What would you like to do?
I'd be willing to go backstage.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll take you backstage. We do have a question, and this is a good question, but I'm not sure if you can answer it. Rock Girl Days says, how did the friends get split up? What happened?
So the story was, they rode and did a big loop around their, normal loop trail. It is a large area. They returned back to the vehicle, to their truck where they unloaded and everything, to fuel back up and, fill their camelbacks back up with water.
Mm-hmm.
They took back off on the trail. And a couple minutes into the ride, it was stated that Julie said that she was getting tired and wanted to turn around and go back, and that she would meet him at the truck. Based on the location, because I was out there with the search party a few days out of the last 5 days, it is relatively simple trail. Obviously, you can get aggressive and kind of get into some tougher stuff. So the plan was for her to go back to the truck. He said, I'm going to finish this pass and then we'll pack up and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got to the truck, she wasn't there. So obviously panicked. He doubled back, tried looking for her. And when that wasn't successful, reported it to the visitor center. And I think a little after that, they reported it to the police.
And so the searching started pretty quickly then.
Relatively. I left work almost immediately and drove out there. I don't think we really had any detectives show up until closer to 2 p.m.
And how have the police been? I'm assuming they've been very supportive.
They've been great. They're busy. There's also, if you look at the local news out there, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in that area.
Right.
It's got some history, so I definitely understand that they have their hands tied, and they're also not necessarily search and rescue experts. But we did get a small team of people. I think it was 6 people, side by sides and quads and things like that on Friday night. I stayed out there till 9 o'clock at night, and then headed back out at 5 a.m. with a close friend with dirt bikes so that we can get into some of the more challenging areas to access. And spent the day there as well. It was real tough, real hot, 106 degrees both of those days.
Good God.
It was definitely, not a fun experience. Sunday was wiped. Monday was at work, and so Saturday, I guess I should add that they were able to scrounge 50, kind of professional sheriff's office type search and rescues. They had helicopters both Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday morning. The 50 guys showed up. There were horses, quads, side by sides. I was told dogs didn't see any. They had drone teams. There were a lot of people out there. Huge support from them. Super organized. They knew what they were doing.
Right.
Sunday, we were told that they were called off. Don't know if there was any other indications of foul play that turned around or whatever it might have been. Because Saturday they did say that they weren't going to leave until she was found. So that was a little discouraging for the family to hear that news on Sunday morning. By then the story was getting out. There were tons of volunteers. I mean, tons of people that were coming out just from the community, people that live in the area, people that, people as far away from, Sacramento and San Diego areas and Orange County and stuff that came up searching. We had a huge party. On Tuesday we had flyers and we had more of an organized volunteer party, which, we probably had 40 people there. A lot of them friends, myself from the family.
Right.
And just a lot of great people, they came out with campers and planned on staying as long as they could. And we searched all day. The family hired a private search and rescue guy with a Cessna. We hired somebody private again with a drone who has a lot of experience in this. All kinds of people came out. The local desert rescue, they call themselves, on Facebook, are fantastic. They're still out there. Now they're trying to find the evidence. They want us to know as much as we can without interfering, obviously, even knowing how dangerous it could be. I've asked them not to put themselves on the line of danger, but
Right. But
they're committed to this. It's absolutely astonishing how much effort and how much focus people have put into somebody that isn't even related to them. It's just it's astounding, the level of support that we've gotten from complete strangers.
And it restores your faith in humanity, doesn't it? It doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise us at all. We see this happen all the time. When people know they can help, they jump in and they give it their all. And so it does, like I said, restore your faith in humanity. Would you mind a couple more questions?
Yeah, I can handle a couple more. We actually just had a family member come from out of town, so I'm trying not to ignore them.
Yeah, we will let you go, I promise. Jesse Roblin says, is Julie's last communication with someone else known, or is the timeline all from the friend? In other words, was there another person that can confirm any of this?
The last communication that we know of was by text message, stating that she had made it there sometime between like 6:15 and 6:30. Okay.
And was she found far from the trail? Do you know, or can you say?
I will say it, I guess. She was found outside the gates, outside the perimeter fence of the location.
And can you tell us the bike again? We're going to get a picture, and we're going to post a picture of the bike so people can keep an eye. You've got it. Can you look for a picture then, Stacy, and we'll put a picture up here, okay? Candace and Alex, will let you go. I know you have family coming in. Again, if you can email us, we'll give you my number, anything you need. Websleuths.com. We have thousands of members. And you'll see the thread on Julie is very, very active. People trying to help. So, and again, I can't stress enough, anything you need. And we are here. Okay. And again, we are so sorry. Candace, anything. Okay, my dear?
Thank you so much. We appreciate you telling the story as well.
Thank you. And again, we want to keep the facts straight. So if you hear misinformation, let us know. We'll do our best to take care of it. Okay.
Sounds good. We'll try to keep you updated with any information that we're allowed to share. We just don't want to do anything that would prevent,
absolutely,
closing this out. So we're trying to keep some stuff close to the chest, if you will.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you both. Take care now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh my God. I was so shocked when they said that it was being investigated as a suspicious death. But when I started thinking about it, I thought, well, of course, that's what they have to do first. They've got to do that first. Yeah. So it's not that unusual. It shocked me because it wasn't stated in anything that I read. But when you think about it, and again, the last person that was with her, that's where they need to start. And I'm sure that person understands it, and they may actually get a little tough with that person too, if they suspect that person of anything. But again, sounds like a good family friend. We'll just have to wait and see what happened. But it concerns me that this is a brand new bike and that bike is gone. Very concerning. People have been killed for a lot less, as we know.
Well,
So,
I'm sending you a picture of the bike. So if the new bike she got is the one that matches the manual that they found, this is it.
okay. Did you email it to me?
Yeah, and
Okay.
she said it's gray. So they had different color ones. I picked this picture of a gray one.
Okay. There we go. Okay, let me download this and put it up here. And then we're going to deal with the situation in chat here. Okay, let's see.
Oh, I don't. You know what? I need the year. I don't know the year. So, but that's a model that popped up.
Well, they said it was brand new.
Okay.
They said it was brand new. So, and that's what it said in the article.
Okay.
I believe that it was a new bike. So hang on. I can't imagine it's greatly different either, you know. But again, I know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know. You know, it's like, oh, it's not that different. Like, I have no clue. So shut up, Trish. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I used to ride dirt bikes.
Yeah. This could possibly be the bike. Again, this is the best that we could come up with the information that we had. And boy, that's so troubling that bike hasn't been found. You know? Damn. What happened? I want to show you a picture of her, too. Let me grab it. This is from the LA Times. Like I said, she looked like such a... You can just tell she's a cool lady. I can just tell. She's amazing. And I bet the kids at the school just loved her. And there we go. Make sure you can see it. Again, an experienced person that rode dirt bikes, like Candace said, her daughter, she was taking her out when she was a little kid. She knew what she was doing. She wouldn't have done anything stupid. She would not have taken any chances. And if somebody came and said, give me your bike, she would have gone here, you know, according to her daughter. And that is, again, not a surprise. So I can't stress enough, my friends, when you go on social media, you're going to see conspiracy theories. You're going to see all this wild crap. Remember what we know is a fact. Please don't contribute to it. Please. Please. That's why on websleuths.com, I mean, you can't see it, but when I go on that thread, I see where we've deleted a lot of stuff because people are accusing people and people are starting in with the conspiracy theories. And it's like, no, 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 no. And so we delete that stuff on Websleuths. Here is the link to Websleuths right now. This is, I think, the last page here. So, yeah. Okay, wait. Hold on. The bike will be found. I'm the godson. You're a godson of Julie's. Did you want to come up real quick? And I take it you know Alex and Candace, my dear. Do you know Alex and Candace? Yeah, just call me Kim P. Yeah, I know about the trolls. We'll be taking care of that in just a little bit here. So anyway, well, I'll tell you what. Since we did have Alex, the son-in-law, and Candace, her daughter, on, that's good. So thank you for coming to chat here. You know, I hate going and dealing now with this crap that I'm going to have to deal with, but it's so stupid. Again, here we have something so serious and so heartbreaking as the death of Julie Goforth, and now we have to deal with these stupid, ridiculous things. Here's the thing, everybody. We're doing the end of the world again, like we've done every year, because every year we have guests on. We talk about cold cases. We talk about interesting cases, and we also talk about the victims of the Daybell Vallow crime. We ask people to donate to an organization. We we don't see the donations. Last year, we asked people to donate to JJ's school. We had the head of the school on. She was thrilled with it. And there is a link that we put out where people would go donate to the school. We didn't take the money. End of story. This year, we haven't announced yet who it's going to be. It might be JJ's school. It may not. We will tell you the night of when we start. But I will probably have a couple of organizations. Okay. And we are going to do what we always do on the end of the world again. Because what that is a wonderful way to tell you about these amazing people that were taken way too soon. And to tell you about other cold cases. We are going to feature the Flora 4 during the end of the world again and talk about that case, which is incredible, among other cases as well. So when you hear this crap about, oh, the donations, oh, we took the donation. No, we did not take the donations, okay? Now, did somebody send me a donation for the school? Maybe, I don't know. If that happened, I sent it along to the school. I think I did, I can check. But we put up a link to the school directly last year, okay? And whatever organization we pick to help raise money for, we will put a link up to that organization so you can donate directly to them. We will not have any monetization going on on our channel at that time. We'll turn off all of our super chat. We'll turn all of that off. So you can't make a donation. We won't have any money coming in from YouTube, okay? And we will be promoting maybe 2 organizations and suggest people to donate to them for certain reasons that will become clear when we tell you who these organizations are. I mean, what these organizations are. So again, nobody, I just want to stress very strongly, nobody has contacted me. Nobody. And I don't think that's ridiculous to have somebody, a family member, contact me. I have not had a family member contact me and tell me anything. End of story. Stacy, do you want to have any other comments?
Yeah, and the family members that we have contacted are fine with it.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, Megan Connor will be coming on. And again, we are not going to tell you anything, but other than we have talked to other family members, and everybody is fine with it. You know why? Because it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing to promote an organization and help them get some money. And it's a great thing to remember these amazing people who were taken away too soon. And it's also important to remind people that Chad and Lori are evil and sick. And Chad especially is behind bars right now trying to start a cult, or, trying to pretend that he's Warren Jeffs, basically. And we've got to stop that. That's why we started calling it the end of the world again, to show everybody what an idiot Chad Daybell is. Because remember, he said the end of the world was going to be July 22nd, 2020. And so back in 2020, I said, let's all get together and I'll broadcast live for 24 hours because, hey, if Chad's right, we're definitely all going to hell. We'll go to hell together. Of course, it was a joke, and I was being sarcastic because Chad is evil, disgusting, but he's also an idiot. And nothing that he says is going to come true because he's not a prophet. He is just a ridiculous man who was able to murder children and his wife. And Lori Daybell is just as evil. But we're not going to focus on them, and we don't. Okay? And we also focus on other crimes and other victims. So there you go. Now, I do want to say another thing. We have the song Old Bat in a Cowboy Hat by Super Devereaux, right? Stacy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Super Devereaux made something for me, and I want to play it right now. Okay? And it's in honor of the trolls. And this is what we're going to do whenever there's a troll in chat. And you are a troll by coming over here and saying these ridiculous things. Anybody that knows us and that has watched us at all knows where our hearts are here and what we do when we do the end of the world again. So, are you ready? Everybody ready? Watch out, because
It's a troll alert.
I can't wait to keep playing that. That just cracks me up. So, begone trolls, begone. And again, we have spoken to several, and we're not going to tell you who we've talked to, but nobody has a problem, and no family member has ever contacted me. So, end of story. And, you know, we're going to do it because it's what we have always done. Is it our 7th year? I think our 7th year that we've done it. Yeah. Nobody's had a problem with it. And we are going to, again, recognize these incredible people that were taken way too soon and other victims as well, like the Flora 4. And that case really needs some attention. And the only reason we're going to say anything about Chad and Lori is to make sure, on the off chance that somebody is out there going, maybe Chad's onto something, that you realize he's not. Now, is that going to happen? Is there going to be somebody watching that is thinking about joining Chad's cult? Probably not. But I can guarantee you this. If we don't do it, then we won't get that message out there. Okay. So any other trolls out there that have any questions? We're trying to be nice here, but hey, it is after all
It's a troll alert.
Yes, it is.
Click clack, click clack. It's a troll alert.
I love that. Okay, so mods, go ahead and be gone with the trolls, please. And now, if anybody has any other legitimate questions, and again, I don't mind answering those questions. We've answered them before. There's been nothing that we're hiding. It's something that we do every single year. So,
And
anyway.
you could email us. That'd be great.
Yeah, go ahead. And again, I'm not going to do anything if I'm sorry, I'm not even going to answer. It's just so stupid. So, if somebody doesn't have the decency to email me directly and I'm supposed to somehow listen to the ether and get all that, no, screw that. Email me directly if you have a problem. Okay. But I'm telling you right now, we're not changing a thing. And nobody has complained. Not one single family member has complained ever about what we've done. So, anyway. La, 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 la. Let me just read here in chat here. I want to make sure that I have gotten everything. Hold on. Yes, and last year, JJ's school, they were quite thrilled, weren't they, Stacy?
Yes, they were. Yeah.
And we're not going to tell you who we've chosen this year. It may be JJ's school. Maybe we've talked to them. It may not be JJ's school. You'll see. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me see here. What the okay. I shouldn't answer this, okay? But I don't know what this person is talking about. Why, after all the years of taking donations for JJ's school, we did it 1 year. 1 year, we didn't take donations, okay? We've never taken donations for JJ's school. Do you understand that? We went on and said, please donate to JJ's school, is what we said. And I said, I think somebody sent me a donation, like by mistake. So I passed it along to the school. I can't remember for sure. But we never, we never took donations for all these years for JJ School. Where are you getting this information? We did it 1 year, right, Stacy?
Yeah, it was only for JJ Schools only 1 year.
Yeah.
Each year it's been a different organization.
Mm-hmm.
And we give the links the organization provides, so it goes straight to them. We do
Yes.
not get the money, and the money for JJ School, the donation link that was used is still under the live stream from last year. And
Mm-hmm.
go to the school website, it's the same link right there. They
That's
have
it.
it there.
That's it. And we said, here's the link, make a donation. And see, this is what I mean about misinformation.
Yeah.
This narrative has gotten out there that is just not true. And somehow we are supposed to like just show you everything that we do. No, we know it's, you could go listen to it. In fact, I think, you know what, I'm going to, I did make it private. I'm going to make it public, the live stream from last year, so people can go listen. We said, go to the school site. Here is the link. Okay.
Yeah. And only so we have no idea. We can't show you anything about that. Donations only
Yeah.
the school can.
You got
So-
to ask the school, not us, because we didn't see it. And again, I said, to be on the safe side, I think somebody accidentally sent me a donation or two. I can't remember.
I
But
think
I-
that was something else, a different case.
Well, but I
But-
think I'll have to take a look. I want to stress, I cannot say for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we gave $100, but I could be wrong. Again, I don't know. So, and maybe it was another case.
Oh, if that you sent $100 and the other people sent whatever they sent.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. We sent 100 because somebody, and this has happened before, where we've asked people to donate to a charity and they send it to us, but it's like 1 or 2 people. It's not very much money. And if that even happens, I turn around and send it to them. It's not like we get the donations because we tell people don't donate to us. So
And then so everybody else donated to their link, you
Yeah.
know.
the link, donate, whatever that was. And the head of the school came on and she was very excited about it. And we said, let's do it again next year. And she said, okay. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. Wait. Laura Wells is here. The wife of Julie Goforth is.
Yes, she was here
see-
earlier.
Oh, I
Yes.
didn't. I'm so sorry. I didn't see her. I had no idea. Laura Wells, if you are still here, would you like to come up on and talk? I would love it if you would. I'll put the link in chat right now. Okay. And again, I apologize. I did not see that. So Laura Wells, I'm very, very sorry. Here is the link. You can just click on this link if you would like to join us, Laura Wells. Okay. And again, we are so sorry. We are very, very sorry. And we need to make sure that the information is not rumor out there. Okay. So let me go. I'm just going back up in chat here and taking a quick look. Everybody talk amongst yourselves for just a moment while I take a look here.
Lizardia says, hello, Trisha, Stacy, and Mods, and all Websleuths family. Sending love to all. I'm safe and doing well. Stranded in the middle of the Texas flood. I'm safe. House is safe. Let me see. My eyes, I can't see. Petter Mills runs through our prop roads out. I don't know what that means. I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah, and Lizardia sent me some pictures of the flood, and I called her and I said, "You do not leave that house. You stay there." Just like that. I'm like, "You stay right there. Don't you dare get in your car." And she said, "Calm down, woman. Jeez." Okay, now I'm confused. They call me Al. Says, "Hi everyone. I'm the daughter of Julie Goforth." Does Julie have 2 daughters? I guess. Again, I, if you would like to come up, my dear, you are more than welcome. Here's the link to Backstage. So Lizard Tia, and I'm sorry if I called her up and I was already mad. She hadn't done anything, Lizard Tia. But the thought of her being in those floods and then maybe getting in her car, not like she'd ever do anything that stupid. I know she wouldn't, but I panic, you know. And I'm like, don't you dare get in that car. You stay there till 2045 if you have to. So let's see. Stacy, you can go ahead and read some more while I'm just looking through these really quickly, okay?
Okay. Let's see. Rock Girl Today says the Texas floods happened so fast it is scary if you get caught driving in the storm. Oh, I bet. Let's see. Let's see. Lizard Tia says the Pettermills River runs through our ranch. I got it now. I understand. Yes, Lizard Tia. Stay safe. Let's see. Oh no, the road's pushed out. Oh, Chipmunk, thank you. I saw those emails a little bit ago. I'll look at them.
And guys, I'm just going through chat really quickly to make sure I haven't missed anybody else. So.
Let's see. Yes, that's true. Chipmunk, when it comes to donations, you know, every bit helps. Everything adds up. And those organizations, and especially like JJ School, could really, you know, benefit, you know, because there are so many resources that are helpful for children that have autism. They make a big difference.
Hey, Stacy, could you get that link to the school on donation? Just put it in chat right now, please.
Yep.
Thank you. And guys, sorry, I'm just going through chat really quickly to make sure that. Oh, they call me out. Is Candace? Okay, thank you. That's why I was confused. Okay, good. Okay, these are, yeah, this is from a while ago in chat. Okay, I see what happened in chat. Okay, good. It was Alex and Candace. Very good. And again, I'm just reading in chat to make sure I haven't missed anything. So hang on, talk amongst yourselves for just a moment.
And there's the link to donate to JJ School. Let's see. Right.
Did you get the screenshot of trolls, Stace?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't think so.
What?
Let's see.
If you could, before I do my thing.
Yeah.
I just get incredulous reading some of this crap because it's all not true, you know? So maddening.
Yeah, instead of helping people just want to cause problems, I prefer to just help people as much as I can.
Yeah. Oh, Trace on the case, you are so kind. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Normally we do not even answer trolls, but they were asking questions, and I know it's because they've gotten a lot of misinformation. I don't have any hope of it being cleared up at all, but I just wanted to give it one last try. Again, I want to stress we are not changing anything. We're going to do what we always do because we've talked to other family members, and there have been no complaints. So, and I want to stress again, nobody's contacted me. So, oh, I'm sorry, Boo. I'm like, hey, there's something down here by my feet. Oh, it's a cat. He's like, wow. So,
Snoring. I hear the dog
yeah,
snoring.
that's Othram text Bug Nugget the first, snoring like crazy.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just checking to make sure I have gotten everybody here in Ms. Goforth's family. Exactly, Teresa Cook. I love you, Teresa Cook. Teresa's my family. She is a wonderful human being. Truly, Teresa is incredible. I'm very lucky that she is my family. Klu209 says, let it go, Trisha, let it go. I know what you're saying, but I did want to address it so I can say I have tried to address it. I've tried to straighten it out. And again, this is a great example of what happens when things are just said with absolutely no backup whatsoever. And we don't want that to happen in Julie Goforth's case, and neither does her family. So I want to stress, if you are reading anywhere on social media about Julie's case and you see these conspiracy theories, and they're going to be out there, I'm sure they're already out there, please don't repeat them. Go to websleuths.com if you want to read about the case, because we don't allow those types of things. Okay. And if you do happen to see something like that on Websleuths, if you're a member, hit the report button so our mods can take care of it. But here is Julie Goforth's discussion on websleuths.com. So. Hold on, I just want to, I'm trying to figure out what's going on in chat here, everybody, because we do have a little bit more to talk about. Okay, I see. Oh, this is good to know. Last night we were talking about the A&E special about Scott Peterson, and Lauren Mathias from Hidden True Crime jumped on, and because she had interviewed Mark Garagos, Scott's defense attorney, who claims there's this new evidence that's going to blow everybody away, and it's this A&E special. And Catherine Chrysler says, I watched the first half of the Scott Peterson show of episode 1 and was not impressed. Where's the supposed new info? See, that's what I can't figure out. I would expect Mark Garagos to come on and say, hi, Lauren Mathias, Hidden True Crime. Good to see you. Here is the new information. A, B, C, D. Here's why it's brand new. It's testing some DNA that is ridiculous, and something to do with the burglary that happened in Lacey and Scott's neighborhood that they have proven over and over had nothing to do with her disappearance. So, yeah.
If he's talking about the DNA from that van that they found burnt, that they thought had something to do with the burglars, that DNA was tested a long time ago.
Exactly. Exactly. And here's something that Jules and me brought up that I think is beautiful. It's so rude to troll while we're on here talking with actual family members of a victim. very trashy. Could you have
It
just
is.
held off until we had, until we were finished with these poor family members that are obviously going through hell, and reached out to us,
That just shows you that those are the people that don't care
Exactly.
at all.
And they will take any weird thing they hear and repeat it as fact when it's just not. So let's see. And Neil Campbell, being very shy about the new documentary, says, I'd rather stick needles in my eyes than watch that new documentary. Nope. Yeah. Oh, Kathy Lynch says, I did hear info that was new to me, but it did not make me change my mind about Scott Peterson. And that absolutely, there could be new information, but it doesn't mean it's new evidence, so.
Kathy, message it to me. I'm interested.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it too.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't change the fact, everybody, that Scott Peterson was there in the San Francisco Bay at the time that Lacey Peterson was put into the Bay. He was the only one that was there that day in the Bay. And somehow Lacey Peterson managed to end up right where Scott Peterson was in the San Francisco Bay. What a shock, huh? Let's see here. Well, Penguin, that's what I'm thinking about the Scott Peterson information. The new information that I heard, Penguin says, seems completely unrelated and meaningless. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Jesse Roblin. The Canada wildfires, they look so terrifying. Jessie has said, she's from Canada, and says the fires are primarily in northern Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec. It's an unusual year. We normally have a lot of fires in British Columbia. So, yeah, I hope everybody's okay. Forest Sun's mom, I love you. Yeah, narcissistic behavior, they're the most important. Yeah, exactly. That was the problem. So, Lo and Coco, thank you very much. They have no decorum, class, or decency. Absolutely. Jesse Robin says, Penguin, it's the robbery, van, and mattress BS again. Yeah, there was a van that was connected to the robbery. There was a mattress that had did they determine it was old blood that was on the mattress?
Yeah, there was blood on the mattress, and at the time when they found it, they did test it, and it's male DNA.
Right. It's not Lacey. So, absolutely.
It's actually in court documents about the testing.
The Real Magnet says, Trisha, did you see that the first lawsuit document was linked on the Sebastian thread on Websleuths? I have not seen that yet, but I will go take a look at it. I would love to read that lawsuit. There's two of them that, again, to remind everybody, Seth Rogers, Sebastian's dad, has filed two lawsuits, one against the sheriff and one against the Division of, is it Child Services, I believe? And saying that both failed Sebastian. And I was looking for them the other day on the thread, and so one is posted there, and that's good. So I'd love to read that, actually. And that's good that thank you, Video Reel M3P says, lots of resources being sent. Yeah. Boy, in fact, I'm going to see if I can find some video of these Canadian wildfires. It is wild. No pun intended there. Do we know if there has been any loss of life yet? I know there's been a lot of wildlife loss, but I don't know if any people have died yet. I don't know. So hang on just a second here. Did you hear that?
Yes, he's.
He is the loudest snoring dog I've ever heard in my life. Okay, let's see.
Just wait till he starts snorting all the time.
I know that's happening at any moment. Okay, 6 hours ago. We're going to play this. This is from WFAA, and this is from 6 hours ago. So hang on just a second here. Stacy, did Alex ever email you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Can you send me his email too, please?
Yes.
Thank you. What the heck? That isn't what I wanted. Just a second.
Massive plumes.
Here we go.
Massive plumes of smoke from wildfires burning in Canada are choking parts of the U.S. for a third day. ABC's Alex Stone reports on unhealthy air quality that is now impacting much of the upper Midwest and the Northeast.
These apocalyptic-looking scenes at the nation's iconic sites. In New York, the Statue of Liberty nearly disappearing in haze. Philadelphia declaring a code purple air quality emergency day. And in Washington, D.C., monuments shrouded in thick smoke. Visitors around the National Mall are dealing with the toxic haze.
I'm sure it's affecting everybody's physical activity, no doubt.
All this smoke and ash coming from the nearly 900 wildfires that are burning in Canada. More than 100 are categorized as out of control. Many are in Ontario. Ontario Premier Doug Ford telling ABC News he is asking the U.S. for help.
If you have additional water bombers you aren't using, if you have any wildfire firefighters that you can spare, would be forever grateful.
Ford addressing criticism from some Republican lawmakers in the U.S. who are accusing Canada of failing to do enough to prevent wildfire smoke from drifting into the U.S. Not as far as suggesting sanctions on Canada for mismanagement.
These fires that have happened in the U.S. every single year, we're to support our great U.S. neighbors. And it's unfortunate they want to politicize this.
Chicago, Washington, D.C., Toronto, and Philadelphia are listed as having the worst air quality anywhere in the world. In New York, National Guard soldiers are providing N95 masks at Penn and Grand Central stations. Amy Brandwine exercised near the Lincoln Memorial.
I've been looking at the air quality index and, just looking across the nation, like where it's like red and where it's green. And, I don't know, it's just very concerning.
Heavy rain moving over the Canadian border near Minnesota should help a bit with some of the fires and the smoke. After a break this weekend, the wind is expected to carry the smoke back to the East Coast later in the weekend and early next week. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Okay, this is the only thing I'm going to say political. Not everybody in America, in fact, the vast, massive majority of Americans are not saying we're going to sanction them. No. Please don't connect us with that crap, okay? So I'm guys, I got to go to the hospital. I'm going to stroke out here. Between that and the trolls and this poor family of Ms. Goforth, it's like,
It's very sad.
It is.
Very sad. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, I mean, do you know how many wildfires we've had in the U.S. that go right into Canada or into Mexico? I mean, give me a... Sorry. I'm smiling now. We love our Canadian neighbors. 99.9999% of Americans do. Please don't listen to that little group of, that group. So... La 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 la.
Excuse me.
Video Reel said, this isn't political. We're heading there. So are you going to Canada, my dear? I hope so. I mean, that is so nice of you to do. And like Alex and Candace were saying, as far as Julie Goforth and people searching for her, these people came out, from everywhere to come and help, spending their own money to get there and doing everything they can to help. And it does restore your faith in humanity. It really does. Exactly, Lorraine Ross. And these fires are devastating. Spinster, amen. Amen. Why can't we offer to help with fires instead of complaining about the smoke? Most of the people are not complaining. It's just a handful of dodo heads. I love Lin Jen too. She never holds back. It's been real, but my meds are kicking my ass. I must say goodnight. Love you all. Bye. Yes, video, please stay safe if you're headed up there to Canada. All right. And if you can, report in, come on our live stream and let us know what's going on. Or you can email Video Reel. You can email Stacy or me. Stacy is producer@websleuths.com. And I'm websleuthsvideos@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And please be safe. Please, please, please be safe. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. And it seems like I've missed one person. Quinn for Real 1082. Oh my gosh. Says, thank you for featuring Julie. She was my friend and very well loved by everyone who knew her. And Quinn, we are so, so sorry. Again, when I looked at Julie's picture, I could tell that she was just cool. She rocked, going mountain, dirt biking at 63, was it, or 65? That is so cool. That kicks ass. That rocks. Like I said, I feel like I need a trophy when I back my car out of the driveway. I feel like I'm risking everything. So again, we are very, very sorry, Quinn. Absolutely, Kaylu. Let's keep Julie and her family in our thoughts, our prayers. Let's send out our love. I wish we could do more. I wish there was something where they could come and say, here's what we need. And we could go, we'll do it. Oh, man. Kaylu, take your blood pressure meds. I will. I'll take them. I usually don't need them, but after tonight, I'm going to need them. So I have not banned the trolls. Did anybody ban them yet? If nobody did, that's interesting that they are not here anymore. Stacey, did you ban them yet?
No.
I didn't either. So I think that's interesting that
I have no idea
that they are not here any longer, which is fine, but it would be nice when they learn the truth if they would come in and say, okay, I get it, something, Neil Campbell said she sounded like an amazing person at Quinn for Real 1082. May her memory be a blessing to you and all who loved her. Kaylu says, Facebook friend went and searched for Julie and said it was brutally hot. Oh, I bet it was. I can't imagine. And Stacy, you would know, you're from that area.
A different area.
A different area, but I mean, you're from California. You know how hot those areas can get.
Yeah.
So. Four Sons' mom said somebody did ban them. Okay. I was kind of hoping they didn't, but. But Polar Express. That's funny. I'm not going to read it, but that's funny. Candy Williams, I think the U.S. will help. The states will help. Let's put it that way. The states will help. for sure. Yeah, Patricia Dietrich, they probably didn't want to hear the truth. So, yeah, Chipmunk 44, I do want to hear about the person. I do want to hear about Julie Goforth. Absolutely. Sorry, guys. This is Web Sleuth stuff that I need to take care of. I do apologize. Talk amongst yourselves. We'll be right back. And hey, like I said at the beginning of the show, I've got the prizes for the end of the world again right here. And it's from the prize closet. Very exciting stuff. If you can hang on just a little while longer, I'll show it to you. Mm-hmm. 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 Hold on, I just want to check one other thing, everybody. Somebody asked, why are we blocking people who are asking a reasonable question? Well, first of all, we didn't block them. I answered you. And second of all, we had a family in here that needed help, and that crap was taken away from it. But we answered the questions. And you know what? You're not here to ask normal questions and just have a discussion. You're here to troll. Okay? We're not idiots. So there you go. Chipmunk 44, I can give you a prize from the drunk drawer. The junk drawer, I got an old battery and a hairbrush. They're yours. You got them. So. Let's see. I'll tell you, Lori says, I missed how long Julie was missing. Let me grab that information. I'm not sure right off the top of my head here. Let's see. 6 days ago. She went missing 6 days ago is what it says. So. Yeah. Doretta's daughter says the drunk drawer sounds a lot more fun. It is. My drunk drawer is a lot more fun. Absolutely. Now, see, I did not know this. You know, you learn something new every day. Store your batteries safely, friends. This is Jessie Roblin. And Jessie Roblin is one of the smartest people I know. Jessie says, store your batteries safely, friends. Junk drawers are the leading cause of fires. Really? I had no idea. So, yeah. Exactly, by Polar Express. Yeah, please. It was not a reasonable question. It wasn't. First of all, the question made no sense because, you know, what was it? They said that why, after all these years of giving donations to JJ's school or raising money for JJ's school, I only gave $100. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, because we weren't raising money all the time for JJ's school. We did it for one day last year. So, and again, I'm not going to tell you who we are picking this year. Last year we did say, I believe we said on the live stream, would you like to come back and get, do donations again next year? And they said yes. I'm not going to tell you if that's who it is or not, but there you go. Yeah, exactly. Doretta's daughter. It has been kind of a heavy live, so a chuckle feels good. I want to come to Jesse's house for Easter. Jesse says, every year for Easter, we do an adult Easter egg hunt, and we hide mini liquor bottles, scratch and win tickets, face masks, and other self-care stuff. I like that. I'm coming to your house next year for Easter. Lori says, I don't understand how Julie got separated from her friend. From what I understand, she was headed back to like the RV, and her friend wanted to do one more loop around whatever this is. And that's how they got separated. And then when he got back, expecting her to be there and waiting for him, she wasn't there. And then they found her body, but have not found the bike as of earlier tonight. So.
Yeah, he claims that she was, struggling, having some issues.
That's a friend that now, when you say he claims, we're talking about the friend that went with Julie. And according to Alex K, this friend is somebody that has known Julie for many, many years and is a good person. But as we know, with any investigation into a suspicious death, and until it is ruled an accident or whatever, it will be treated as a suspicious death. In any case, you have to start with the last person that saw the person alive. So yes, they are going to start looking at him for that reason only. So.
Yeah, so she was struggling and had told him that she'd meet him back at the vehicle. And then when he got there, she wasn't there.
Right.
So that was.
There you go. Yeah, I think I've come up with a new thing tonight. Instead of the junk drawer, it's the drunk drawer. You know what? I'm going to make a drunk drawer for the end of the world again. How about that? What do you think, Stacy?
I think it's a bad idea. No drunk.
I think it's a blast. Hold on. I'm going to make a note. Just because you said it's a bad idea, I'm going to do it.
I don't drink, so anything drunk sounds bad to me.
I'm that bratty. I don't drink either. And like I've said before, I have desperately tried to abuse alcohol, but I can't. I get too sick. I just get too sick. So I've tried. My friends, I have tried and tried. And I drink one thing of wine, and I want to die. I drink a mixed drink, and I'm like, oh dear God, somebody kill me now. I think I'm allergic to it. So hold on. What would I put in a drunk drawer? Stacy, have you ever had any alcohol?
Yes.
And you didn't like it?
It's just some people shouldn't drink.
Mm-hmm.
They get in too much trouble.
Oh, okay. Now that sounds very interesting. Yeah. A heck of a lot more interesting than me getting, throwing up.
Some people like it too much and just shouldn't do it. So.
That even sounds more interesting than what you just said 5 seconds ago.
So,
I think we need to explore this. We'll explore it when we have our slumber party. Okay?
Yeah. Learn your limits. I learn my limits.
What's that game? Never Have I Ever?
Oh, yeah.
We could play that. Huh. But I can't drink alcohol. I'll just throw up. It's a game where you say, never have I ever, and then you say something that you've never done. And then if somebody in your circle of friends have done it, they have to take a drink. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Never have I ever. Let me think of something crazy I've done. Oh, boy. Yeah. Let me think. Never have I ever had big crush on a guy. No, I did do that. Never mind. So how do you play it again? You say something that you've never done or that you have done?
That you haven't done.
That you have, I haven't done. Okay. Never have I ever, let me think. Never have I ever robbed a bank. See? And then if you've robbed a bank, then you take a drink. How's that?
There you go.
Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to read chat because there's people in there that are asking questions that are good questions that we should answer. So hang on here. Oh, well, there you go. There, that's what I was trying to think of. Jesse Robbins says, or you can say something you have done and then drink. There you go. Because that'd be more fun. I'd like to, confess some of the things I have done. Because it could be more entertaining that way. Lori, you're too funny. Oh, Love and Cocoa. That's a good one, too, that we could play. Two Truths and a Lie is fun. And let me tell you what we're talking about. We're going to go live starting July 21st at 11:50 Eastern. And this is where we do the 24 hours. It's the end of the world again broadcast. Because remember, Chad Daybell said the end of the world was going to happen on July 22nd. And everybody was going to go to hell, which means all of us. And then the good people, the 144,000, were going to rise up. And he and Lori were going to be the king and queen of the 144,000. So, every year we do this just in case Chad got the year wrong and we all end up dead and going to hell. We'll go together. We'll have fun. But we're going to start the broadcast on, like I said, July 21st at 11:50 Eastern. And we're going to have a slumber party because usually we stay up. I stay up till like 2 and then I leave my camera on and go to sleep and then somebody takes over. Well, we're inviting members up to the slumber party. We can only have 10 people up on our live stream. So if you want to join the slumber party, you have to turn your camera on. That's the only thing. Okay. And then you have to leave it on while you sleep. And then I don't know if we're going to have an overnight host or not, but we'll leave the chat open. We'll set the alarm and then we're going to have a guest first thing on Wednesday morning. And it's going to be a really good one. So I can tell you a couple of, I'll tell you a couple of guests. I think I told you one at the beginning. Jesse from News Nation. Is it Jesse Weber?
Law and Crime, Jesse Weber.
Law and Crime. Did I say News Nation? Sorry, Law and Crime. From Law and Crime, Jesse Weber. And then Dr. Christine Marie will be on at some point. And then you and Little Texan are going to come on and talk about cults as well. I still need to get in touch with Mike King. And then we have some other guests that are lined up. And we'll also be telling you the organizations that we will be asking you to donate directly to. We'll probably name 2 organizations. So go ahead, Stace. You're taking deep breaths. Are you just breathing or are you getting ready to say something?
I'm just breathing.
Okay. Oh my God. Moonshadow 6066. Okay. Would somebody call my son and say, I'm changing my will to Moonshadow 6066? Really? I mean, he doesn't get anything. Moonshadow, you get it all. Trish, this is so sweet. You always dress up so nicely for your shows. Just wanting you to know it is noticed and appreciated. You are a beacon of aging gracefully. Love your show. My God, what a wonderful, thank you. What a sweetheart, especially after some of the things that were said tonight. Thank you, my dear. Thank you very, very much. That's very kind. Yeah, I made a discovery. Oh, there's 2 things here. One is I started taking Mounjaro, the shot, but my doctor's orders. And I think I told you 20 minutes after I took my first shot, I went, I felt so good. And I didn't have the cravings that I had before. I mean, I could eat my weight in Taco Bell food. And I'm telling you, that's not too much of an exaggeration. I was a horrible eater. So it helped me lost about 45 pounds in 3 years. And also, what happened was I found out that Amazon, if you have something over $50, lets you make payments. So I thought I need to get, because none of my clothes fit. I never had any nice clothes anyway. And so I had to get nice clothes because I had to go to court for a reason. And so I got a nice suit and I went, I like this. And then I discovered this very dangerous thing on Amazon that said, choose the card or choose a payment plan. I'm like, what's this? And so I have many payment plans for many suits because it was fun. I have fun. I love doing it. But yeah, I kind of went overboard. I don't think there's enough days left in my life for me to wear the suits that I've bought. But it's fun. I love it. It's fun. And Love and Coco sometimes helps me pick stuff out. I'll send her pictures and things. So thank you, my dear. That's very kind. But again, the miracle of medicine. So I had diabetes too. I had it I used to be able to control it with diet, and then it started not to work, and it was bad. It was really bad. And this Mounjaro shot, absolute miracle for me. So that's what happened. So thank you, Moon Shadow. Again, I'll let my son Will know that he is out of the will, and it's going to Moon Shadow because I am that shallow, people. Let's see.
And I'll have to send him the copy of the text message where you said, dude.
Oh my God. That's why he's getting disowned. Yeah. I have my son's been on this live stream before, and I have 3 rules when he comes on the live stream, especially. No swearing, no politics, and he can't call me dude. And he usually breaks every one of them, but especially the dude one. He does it all the time. I'm like, I am not your dude. Hey, dude, guess what? I'm like, stop. Oh, sorry. He's called me Trish ever since he was 3. We tried to bribe him when he was like 5 to call us mom and dad, and he just refused to do it, so we gave up. But I said, call me Trish, that's fine. Just quit calling me dude. So anyway. Oh, Kathy Lynch, that would be wonderful. And again, what we're going to do is we're going to have people come up here with their cameras on, and we'll tell stories or whatever. We'll have a little slumber party, and then we'll all go to bed. And Kathy Lynch says, I'm always up at night so I could chat with people in chat. That would be great. I don't think we're going to have a host, but we will have mods here that will be able to, block the trolls. Oh, I think we have a donation. Let me find it. Who is it? Oh, it's from Bipolar Express. Let me find it and put it up here. Hang on. Here it is. Thank you, Bipolar Express. You are so kind. That is a super sticker. And let me tell you, we are monetized, but the money from this channel goes directly to DNA Solves. You can go to dnasolves.com and you'll see the website. And that's where they raise money for those really expensive DNA tests that Othram does to identify the remains that have been found. And some of these families, like we've told you before, have been waiting decades to find out. So every bit of money that we get on this channel we don't see it, right, Stacy? Doesn't come to us. It goes right to DNA Solves. So thank you, Bipolar Express. That's very kind of you. So. No. Did you see what Jesse Roblin just put up? Hey, there is someone on social media whose kid calls the parents Susan and Poop. What the hell? How did that happen? So, I don't know. Oh, Jesse Roblin, let me tell you. And again, I've said this a million times. I cannot say enough good about the wonderful people at Othram. First and foremost, they saved Websleuths.com. And Websleuths.com would have been dark. This channel would not be here if it weren't for them. But the work they do, and if you ever see Kristen and David Middleman, you know how dedicated they are to helping victims. In fact, I'm going to put up their YouTube channel. They have a new video up. They've been it's called Othram Studios, and they have been making these videos, and they're great. And it shows the behind the scenes work they do on these really big, old, cold cases. And it's incredible. In fact, let me grab this one right now. So yeah, and Jesse, the fact that Othram and Websleuths have teamed up, that we're partners, it's changed my life. It has changed my world. And again, I cannot say enough good about the people that work there. They are so dedicated and they are so kind, and damn, they're smart. They are so smart. It's crazy. So let me get Othram Studios up here. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to play this one thing in just a minute here.
Okay. I'm going to have to go. I have to get up super early.
Oh, you do have, oh, well, can you tell me why, or is it personal?
Oh, it's my granddaughter's coming really early.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, go to bed, honey, because I'm just sitting up here babbling.
Okay.
So let's touch base tomorrow, okay? Because we gotta solidify the lineup, and we should have the whole lineup all done for It's the End of the World Again by Monday. So
Perfect.
Listen, you go get some sleep. You go get some sleep. How about some sleep?
Okay.
That's a combination of sleep and help. Get some sleep. You need help. You need some sleep. Get some sleep. There you go.
I'll get some sleep in the drunk drawer.
There you go. Go find that sleep in the drunk drawer, and you'll be just fine.
Okay.
So,
Good night,
okay,
everyone.
We'll see you, Stace. Thanks for everything, hon. Oh, and send me Alex's email.
Email. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, hon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, you guys, I am so happy. This video by Othram has been up for 8 days. It has 1.2 million views. I'm going to play a little bit of it right now. Here's the link. 1.2 million. That is so cool. God, I'm so happy for him. So let me play this. It's a brand new video. And it is called Her Killer Was the Last Person Anyone Suspected. I'm going to read the description here. On the morning of November 16th, 1983, 16-year-old Sherri Joe Elliott left home to catch the school bus in Flint, Michigan. She never made it to school. 4 days later, Sherri Joe's body was discovered along a rural road. She had been raped and murdered. Despite decades of investigation, no one knew who was responsible, and the case remained unsolved for more than 43 years. In this episode of Trace Identity, we follow the decades-long investigation into Sherri Joe Elliott's murder and show how forensic DNA technology finally identified the suspect, who had lived for decades as a respected member of his community. So, yeah, 1.2 million views, and it has been up since July 9th. I am so happy. That is amazing. So, let's share this here really quickly. Do you guys stay up later? I don't want to go to bed. I'm too wound up. Okay, here we go. We'll just watch a little bit of this, okay?
I used to think if you met a murderer, you'd know they were a murderer. But criminals that get away with a crime for 40 plus years, they're able to hide the fact that they are this monster.
Sherri Joe Elliott, she's getting ready for school.
She was just a kid minding her own business.
She was walking to the school bus and never made it.
Sherri would never, ever, ever get in the car with anybody she didn't know.
He had her for like 3 to 4 days and raped her.
She was face down in a watery ditch, shot in the back of the head. This is a very violent execution.
It was one of those cases that haunted a lot of people.
You see a guy walking down the street. Is that him? Is he the one that took Sherri?
It went on for years and we didn't hear anything. I thought they would never find him.
Everybody liked the guy. He had no criminal history, but you never know the monsters who live next to you.
Sherri Elliott wasn't too outgoing when she was little. She didn't venture out too much. Joyce Schultz, I'm her mother. When she was little, she just loved to color. When she was like 2 years old, we got her a great big thick coloring book, and she colored all of that. Sat in color for hours. She was very disciplined. She was riding my mother-in-law's three-wheel bike when she was in Florida. When she was 7, she fell off of that and scraped her nose all up. And then my brother called me and wanted her to be a flower girl for his wedding. And so hopefully her nose would all healed up. And so she had a purple dress and was his flower girl when he got married.
Sherri Joe, she was a sweetheart. We're not supposed to have a favorite niece or nephew. She's basically the favorite of most people in the family. But she was a loving child, very respectful.
She loved to visit with her cousins when she went to her dad's. She and her dad, we divorced in 72. And so she'd go back and forth, visit her dad, and then come home. And it was good. She was just a normal teenager. She wouldn't go out of the house without having everything matching and every hair in place. She was very shy. When she lived with her dad for 2 years, a couple stopped and went directions, and her friend went up to the car, but Sherri wouldn't go up to the car. That morning I said, Sherri, it's cold, make sure and dress warm, because she had to walk like 2 blocks to the bus stop. One morning she was wanting to leave early, and I said, no, Sherri, it's not safe. I said, I don't want a police come knocking on my door and tell her that you're murdered or raped. So that morning she said, okay, love you. And then I went to work, and my husband, Bob, went to work after school. She always come home, and I would make yogurt and mix Cool Whip in it, and I would freeze it. So she'd come home and she would do her nails and watch Young and the Restless and eat her yogurt. That was a daily routine. About noon, my husband come to where I was working, and he said that Sherri didn't come home. And when I got home, she was still not home. So it got to be late and late. I called her dad. I said, have you heard from Sherri? And he said, no. I said, well, I don't know where she's at. So we called the police, and they said, oh, well, she's a teenager. She's run away. I said, no, she didn't. I said, because there's nothing missing. She would never go with just the clothes on her back. She would never do that. And they said, oh, well, we'll have to wait 2 days or whatever it was. They thought, well, she just treated her as a runaway, but we knew she didn't.
The original complaint was a missing persons complaint taken by Flint PD. My name is Detective Sergeant William Martin. I was a detective for the Michigan State Police. Sherri Joe was 16 years old at the time. She had left for school about 6:45 in the morning, walking to the school bus, and never made it. And so the police just took a normal missing person complaint at that point in time.
Got a phone call saying that she was missing, and my ex-husband now said, oh, she's just probably ran off with her friends. I said, Sherri Joe would not do that. She would not leave and not tell anybody. So I packed up my stuff and came down to Flint, and we got a motel down there. He helped pass out flyers. We'd go out to eat, and I couldn't eat. I lost 10 pounds that week, because every time we'd go into a restaurant, I'd think, is Sherri eating? I wonder if she's eating. It was just a really bad week. You see a guy walk in the restaurant, or just a guy walking down the street. Is that him? Is he the one that took Sherri?
In the days that followed, the family set out to looking for her, contacting family and friends and, people that she knew, looking diligently for her.
Everybody's looking through dumpsters, looking at alleys.
The police did what they needed to do as far as they entered her into the NCIC computer system. So if any police agency had contact with her, it would have popped up that she was missing and we would have reunited her with her parents. I think it was on the actual local news that she was missing. Crime Stoppers got involved and put a reward out for her whereabouts.
They finally realized, that she didn't run away. They tried to reenact it, but they didn't get any calls at all.
On November 20th, 1983, 15 miles, maybe something like that, north of Flint, along Mueller Road in Saginaw County, Sherri Joe's body was found in the ditch by a local trapper that was just checking his traps. She was face down initially, and then, of course, once she was found, that initiated the police response. And then police officers, detectives went out and our lab went out to collect evidence from the body. There was very little evidence. If you can imagine, her body was just off the roadway into the ditch. So it was, I would say, a lack of attempt to hide the body, more of an attempt to just get rid of the body. So pushed down into the ditch. Her pants were unbuckled. They guessed that she potentially could have been sexually assaulted, and it was obvious she was shot. It's relatively small crime scene, just the side of the road there. They didn't find a bullet. They didn't find anything else. So property, as far as evidence goes, is very limited. She walked away from home, so basically she just had the clothes that were on her back.
Detective knocking on our door early Sunday morning, and she wore one of my necklaces to school, and he had the necklace in his hand. And he said, "Well, is that Sherri's?" I said, "Yeah, this is Sherri's." And she said, "Well, she's dead. And she'd been shot 4 times and raped." And there's no easy way to say that. She was my only daughter.
Sherri ended up face first in this drainage creek. Her whole head was born water, so she's in water long enough that she was disfigured.
My husband went up and identified her body, and he told his sister that I never would have survived that.
We got a call that they found her body. It's just so unbelievable, How could anybody hurt her? I just can't even imagine why anybody would want to hurt her.
And so then I called her dad, and they come right up. So then we had to go make funeral arrangements and stuff.
Once her body goes to autopsy, they found that she was shot 4 times, including 1 to the head. She has 1 to the abdomen, 2 to the back, and 1 to the back of the head. They believe that Sherri lived while she was in the ditch and died from lack of blood. She at least lived in the ditch for a while before she passed away. I think someone wanted to kill her and hide the body, so I believe it was somewhat of an execution. The bullet to the back of the head would be reference to that. Because her pants were undone, they do a sexual assault kit like normal. That kit and its contents are all saved. They collected all of her clothing, including her undergarments. At that time, they did clipped fingernails and took swabs of their fingernails. In the 80s, 83, DNA really wasn't as big as it is now. And so it was just one of those things they collected maybe for a potential direct match later on.
Her dad and his wife, we went up and talked to the detective, and then we went and made funeral arrangements. And when we picked out the casket, my ex-husband come up and said, "Anyone you want, Joyce, we'll get that one."
So my sister was pretty brave through the funeral.
We didn't at that time, we still didn't know, what was going on. And so we had a good friend watch everybody that came in and anybody that looked suspicious.
At her funeral, I saw a guy that I asked Joyce, I said, "Do you know him?" And she said, "No." And so she found out it was a long lost cousin that she didn't know. Because you always hear that they sometimes will show up at the funeral and stuff to show their pride in what they did.
In the 80s, Flint was a General Motors town. Automobile manufacturing was very big in Flint, so a lot of the people that surrounded that area were involved in the manufacturing process of automobiles. Still kind of that way, but back in the 80s, it was full strength. In that time frame, it was decent neighborhoods. I won't say the height of manufacturing, but pretty close. So people were making money, therefore crime wasn't high. Although it's one of the larger cities in Michigan, Flint is absolutely not immune to the crime problem. And so when something like this happens, especially with a juvenile, for example, Sherri Joe, the community's outraged. So initially, Flint PD asked for tips for this crime, and then it was police job to follow those tips. There were thousands and thousands of tips, which most of them they had to run down. One of those tips was about her getting into a white van. There was also another one that someone saw her get into a yellow Camaro.
One person was telling the police that he seen her getting in a yellow Camaro. I took her picture over there. I said, "Are you sure this is who you saw got in the yellow Camaro?" He said, "Yeah."
Investigators used our intelligence section to narrow that down and pretty much came up with a spreadsheet of thousands of Camaros in that color or vans in that color. And then, at the time, they didn't have all of the technology we have now. And so they ran down almost all of those tips. Took days and days and days, and unfortunately came up with nothing.
The person telling the police that he seen her getting in a yellow Camaro, he was lying through his teeth. So we're all, every time somebody's seen a yellow Camaro, we're all going to find the yellow Camaro. And why he did that, I don't know, because he had a daughter too. So why would he lie?
The investigators at the time felt that Robert Schultz, her stepfather, was a good suspect. And as you know, in most of these cases, it typically is someone that the victim knows. And in this case, Robert was the last person to see Sherri Joe alive. And so the police focused on him. They tried to set him down for a formal interview. He had some inconsistencies in his story. He did not take a polygraph test that was requested.
They were trying to accuse my husband of doing that because he was a stepfather, and you always go with the family. And I tried to tell him, I said, there's no way he would hurt her. He wouldn't hurt any child. He was always cautious, and he was upset that they were trying to prove that he did it. It was really hard.
They tried a surreptitious phone call with him. They allowed Joyce to call him to make a one-party consent phone call, and nothing was gained from that eventually either.
The detectives kept asking me questions, and he said, well, what are you going to do if you find out he murdered her? How am I supposed to feel? I know he didn't do it, but what a question to ask. The police got his DNA and all that. And then it went on for years and we didn't hear anything.
In my opinion, they did what any law enforcement officer would do. They followed as many leads as they could. The detectives over the years have taken about 123 DNA samples. When this happened in '83, DNA really wasn't a thing then. The lab could do a direct match of 1-to-1, but it wasn't like today where we could do some sort of genetic genealogy and come up with a suspect. And so they matched or tried to match almost everyone they came in contact with, interviewed anyone that would voluntarily supply, and some that didn't, and they ended up getting search warrants for their DNA, and unfortunately nothing matched. There were hundreds and hundreds of people interviewed and contacted reference this case. There were thousands and thousands of leads, and they tried to follow up on all those tips. Eventually, the leads just dried up, and the case went cold from there.
One day at a time, we worked our way through it. I was scared for years that I'd get a phone call and say that Joyce was gone. One day she's called up and says she was laying in Sherri's bed.
I'd have nightmares of her saying, "Mom, why haven't you found me?" I had that for a long time.
After a period of years, I honestly didn't think they were ever going to find who did it.
In 2002, the Michigan State Police had a violent crime task force, primarily in the Flint area, that used detectives from around the state that really took another look to try and reopen this case. The task force reinvestigated a lot of the leads that came in. They ran down the car, the white van and the yellow Camaro. They re-interviewed people. Sherri Joe's stepfather was focused on in the investigation at that time too.
I think there was like 8 detectives that we spoke to over the years. The last time I was there, I said, "I can't do this anymore. Not unless you got something new to ask me." I said, "I can't do it." I said, "You put me right back to where I was when she first died." I said, "I can't go back there." And she wouldn't want me to go back there. And so I said, "If you don't have anything new to ask me, please don't."
In 2002, most of the people that were talked to provided a voluntary sample. DNA was kind of in its infancy at that time, but not genealogy at all. And so our lab did direct comparisons to well over 100 samples. Unfortunately, nothing matched. The same year, a DNA sample from Sherri Joe's case was sent to CODIS, entered into the national database, and never got a hit or a lead.
You know what? I'm making an executive decision. I'm going to turn this into a watch party. So we'll watch it and stop and discuss every so often. But I need you to please go to Othram Studios. Here is the link in chat, and subscribe to their live stream, okay? But this video has 1.2 million views, so it's doing good. So we're going to do a watch party. We'll watch the whole thing, but we'll stop. And yeah, Jesse Roblin and I were at CrimeCon, and I believe this was the case that we watched. We went and met the family, and it was really hard. I think that was the first time that they'd ever been in front of a group of people, was at CrimeCon, and they did an amazing job. Oh my God, there was, as they say, wasn't a dry eye in the house. Your heart just broke for this family. So here is the link to Othram Studios on YouTube. Please go and subscribe to their channel. And let's continue now. Here we go. Trace evidence from Othram about Sherri Joe Elliott. And if I can find it again, here it is. Here we go.
Had identified DNA. They knew the DNA belonged to an unknown male. They've already tested the DNA using STR testing.
Unfortunately, nothing matched. The same year, a DNA sample from Sherri Joe's case was sent to CODIS, entered into the national database, and never got a hit or a lead.
They had identified DNA. They knew the DNA belonged to an unknown male. They've already tested the DNA using STR testing. They've put that STR profile into CODIS, and there's no match. And it's not a surprise because Sherri Joe was murdered in 1983, and CODIS did not go into full deployment until the mid-90s. So it was not a certainty that this person would be in CODIS unless they had continued to reoffend over the years. So the case remained in CODIS, but not tied to a known person.
In 2022, I got a call from a Border Patrol agent at an airport in Utah. There was a neighbor of Sherri Joe's. He got caught using a fictitious name. He'd been living like 16 years under this false name. He had been interviewed in this case originally, and he had left the state of Michigan shortly after Sherri Joe's homicide. And so I sought out a search warrant. We got a DNA sample from him. Unfortunately, it didn't match. But that was the beginning for me in this case, that I thought maybe this case could be, not that it was closed, but reinvestigated, or at least taken another look at, given the technology that we have nowadays. We tried to be as surreptitious as possible. I didn't really want Joyce to know, or the family to know, we were, again, reopening this wound for them. You know, over the years, these files just got put in boxes, tens of thousands of pages from 20 prior detectives, and it would take me years to sort that out. We started a relationship with Western Michigan University. We took this case down there, and the students were able to organize this case for us. The students are cleared and background checks through Michigan State Police. We worked with the students to determine what was useful and not useful to get everything on a digital platform, and they did a phenomenal job.
In the late fall of 2025, Michigan State Police reached out to Othram to ask if we could examine the DNA to see if it's suitable for a different kind of testing. We started Othram working with local agencies to help them work through unidentified remains and cases involving unidentified suspects. And so several years ago, the Michigan State Police entered into contract with Othram to examine all the cold cases that they had.
I felt that Othram could be beneficial by sending this to them, at least trying. We had nothing to lose at this point. We had, 40 years of nothing, really. And so I know there's other companies, but we felt that Othram was the best.
February 2025, a piece of evidence from this case was sent to Othram. It contained semen DNA that was found on a sanitary napkin that Sherri Joe was wearing that day.
We examined the DNA evidence using the typical metrics that we look at, which are generally the quantity of DNA, the quality of the DNA. You could imagine in the decades since 1983, the DNA is probably not in the pristine shape it was when it was originally deposited at the crime scene. So quality always plays a factor in these older cases. There's also the consideration of whether there is one contributor or multiple contributors. And we're always cognizant of non-human sources, bacteria, other things that have DNA that could have also deposited onto that evidence. And looking at all these factors, we came to the conclusion that this DNA evidence would be suitable. So we take on the case and we immediately get to work.
I think that's something people don't understand. They say, if a case was cold for 40 years, why are you rushing now? In fact, that's when you should be rushing to get an answer, because the people that are the most affected by those answers are often gone.
When a case is that old, the late 70s, early 80s, that's that edge where people don't live forever. And you don't want to solve a case and deliver those answers when everyone's passed.
Sherri's dad, he is dealing with dementia at this point. Her stepfather is no longer around. It is a rush. It's a rush against time to give people the truth.
Here at Othram, we use forensic grade genome sequencing, which is our forensic process to translate that physical DNA evidence into a DNA profile. Our profile consists of hundreds of thousands of markers called single nucleotide polymorphisms. These hundreds of thousands of markers can tell us a lot about the person we're looking for, the unknown suspect in this terrible crime. It can tell us, for example, where in the world they're from, their biogeographical ancestry. And so we took all of that information and we then execute a genetic genealogy search and discover a number of relatives. And so this is very exciting because we're a few generations away from the person we're looking for.
Othram produces a lead to a lady in Wichita, Kansas, who potentially is a relative of our suspect. Unfortunately, our lead had 79 grandchildren. At the time, I felt that I wasn't sure we were going to get anywhere with that many, if you want to call them suspects.
There are dozens of grandchildren that we need to consider as we look to see if any can be excluded, and we can further narrow the search for the likely suspect who's left the unknown DNA at the crime scene.
My partner and I flew to Kansas, and when we talked with her, sweet old lady, we did ask for a DNA sample, which she provided. She called her son over. He provided a voluntary sample too. So we were able to send those two samples to Othram.
From there, we begin to do the genetic genealogy work. It's not done in isolation. It's done with Bill at the Michigan State Police.
It took us months. In fact, we utilized the Western students doing open source searches, and us, my partner and I, working diligently trying to figure out if there was a Michigan connection.
At the conclusion of this process, we narrow to a candidate that makes sense to us based on the genealogical and genetic analysis, and makes sense to Bill based on the investigative analysis.
In October 2025, we got more information from Othram with a viable, what I felt was a viable suspect from Michigan.
The forensic genetic genealogy led to Ronnie Collins, as the possible perpetrator. Law enforcement went to find him and talk to him. He was 75. He would have been in his early 30s at the time of the crime, so that fit. And he was definitely in the area at the time of the crime.
I just simply wanted to talk to him at that point. We spoke over the phone a couple of times. He kind of put me off over the holidays, and then we agreed to meet in early January of 2026. I had no intention of arresting Mr. Collins. It was just simply an interview. I waited, set up for the interview, waited around. He never showed up. Early February, I got a search warrant for his DNA. I tried to call him multiple times and he would never call me back or answer. I sought a search warrant through the court for his DNA. My partner and I went to his house, and once we contacted his current wife, she told us that the day the interview was supposed to happen, Ronnie Collins committed suicide. In my opinion, I felt he was a good suspect and he's trying to get out of a prison sentence.
That is an outcome that used to shock me. People will refuse to confess. People would want to plead not guilty and go to trial. But now there are hundreds of arrests that are built around these technologies in the United States, if not thousands. I think people like Ronnie decided that it's going to be hard to fight this.
By all accounts, Ronnie was a good citizen. He had no significant criminal history, good family man, had a good job. He worked at Michigan prison. He was a dental hygienist. So he knew what was going to happen if he went to prison. We learned that he was in a band, traveled around Michigan. He did at the time have a white van that he utilized for his band mates and equipment. When this happened in 83, one of the tips was about her getting into a white van. So he, in all accounts, is our suspect for this crime.
Criminals that get away with a crime for 40 plus years are smart. They're able to hide the fact that they are this monster. These perpetrators are right next to us in plain sight as respected members of our society. I used to think that if you met a murderer, you'd kind of know something was off. You'd know they were a murderer. That is such a naive thought.
By all accounts, his family and friends had no idea this had occurred.
Unfortunately for him, they collected his DNA at his autopsy and did that CODIS test in the state lab, confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt that Ronnie Collins was the perpetrator that raped Sherri Joe in November of 1983.
Joyce and the family have been through multiple investigators over the years. And so I wanted to see what the results were from Othram before I reached out to the family and to Joyce. And so if we had nothing, Joyce would have never known that I even touched this case.
Detective Art called me. He said, it's confirmed he did do it. He says, knowing this, how is that going to affect you? I said, it's not going to, nothing's changed. I still can't hug her. I still can't tell her I love her. I said, so nothing's changed. It's good. It's still the same. And he filled us in on some of the information I didn't know. He said that she bled to death in the ditch. And I just assumed that she'd already passed. But he threw her in the ditch and she was still alive.
What a terrible way to go. She's laying in a ditch by herself. It's cold winter time, half covered in water. And who knows, maybe it was 3 or 4 hours before she bled to death and died. Like, that's terrible.
He had her for like 3 to 4 days. So I don't know what she went through in those days. And that's going to haunt me because I couldn't find her.
I was angry when I found out he was 75. He got a marriage. We don't know if she would have got married. We don't know if she would have had kids. My sister really got robbed there.
It was unbelievable. Totally unbelievable. I said, you gotta be kidding me. They finally got somebody. Joyce was in between being happy they found him and it coming right back.
Can you believe that? Oh my God. In a ditch, in winter, in water, kept her alive for 3 or 4 days. It's just horrific. And then that guy just lived his life. And I was looking him up, and he's a suspect in a couple of other murders too. but he just lived the good life. It's unbelievable. But we have about, let's see, we have about 7 minutes to go here. So, and then we'll be back. And again, everybody, please go to Othram Studios and subscribe, because at least once a month, if not more, they put out these amazing backstories about what they do. And here's the link to Othram. Again, I'm so proud and just feel so lucky beyond belief to be partnered up with Othram. They are incredible. Okay, let's continue on here.
They had it on the obituaries, and they were saying, you know, all the people that he knew was around, and he was in a band, and everyone saying what a good guy he was. I put on there, no, he didn't. He murdered my daughter. And then got so many responses of that, they had to take it down because everyone's saying, no, he's not. When we did find out who did it, I told Detective Art, I said, I wish Bob was here just to see, because they put him through hell. My husband passed away in January 2025, so he's not here to hear all this. But I tell him every day we got him.
I can't imagine losing my only child and the person that I loved most in the world being accused of the crime. It goes to show you again that bringing certainty to these investigations as quickly as possible is necessary for people to move forward with their lives.
Now I know who murdered her, and I know he's not going to hurt anybody else. But who knows what he did before that? You know, how many other people?
At least in my experience, you don't just go abduct, rape, and kill on your very first occasion. It starts with some type of an assault maybe and progresses into a homicide. Typically that doesn't just happen on the very first account. It may, and it may have in this case, but it's unlikely.
I think you still got bodies out there. Like there was 2 girls that come up missing in '69.
With Ronnie, we suspect him in another cold case that happened to 2 girls that lived in Oscoda. Hobley Spencer is their last names. Similar situation where it was Halloween, they had left school early, and the last accounts were they were picked up by a person in a white van. The fact of the white van and Ronnie Collins played in a band on that weekend in Oscoda makes him a viable suspect. Unfortunately, we don't have the girls' bodies to be able to continue the investigation. We don't know what transpired between that case and 1983 in the case of Sherri Joe Elliott. I just think there's some unanswered questions in my mind. You know, suicide is the easy way out. He didn't have to sit and answer any questions from myself and other investigators or the family. Did he sexually assault her? Yes, absolutely. We can prove that. Does it also mean that Ronnie killed her? My assumption, and I think probably 12 jurors would agree, that if he's sexually assaulted her, he probably killed her. Some of the things that revolve around my brain are, was there someone else involved? You know, if we get more tips, we'll keep investigating.
It's a disappointing dead end in the sense that it will not be possible, obviously, to investigate further the crime, why it happened, how it happened, and so on.
Sherri would not go near anybody that she didn't know. So that guy had to chase her or whatever. Joyce said they didn't know him, never heard of him before. So he just picked her out of random, I guess.
Somehow he got her. And the detectives first said, you know, because her fingernails weren't broken, as if she put up a fight. And I said, if she had a gun pointing at her, I said, she would froze. She wouldn't have done anything.
We'll never know what the connection was with Sherri Joe. Through the years, in this case, there have been many tips, many tips that have came in. One of those tips was someone saw her get into a yellow Camaro. Took days and days and days, months to run down those, and unfortunately came up with nothing.
When you're investigating and you don't choose to put DNA in the forefront of an investigation and you choose to go by eyewitness statements, they're often unreliable. This does occur in contemporary cases today as well.
We need to use this technology right away. And because of the way the technology works now, not relying on necessarily a chance match or a lead, for the first time ever, you can work these cases immediately. DNA can lead the investigation, you can read the genetic information, and from there directly determine who left the DNA at the crime scene. And that's not just important for families that are grieving and hurting It's important for anyone else that might be wrongfully accused of the crime.
Genetic genealogy is just the start of this. Like, I think that Othram is on the right path. Genealogy is going to change for the better over the next 10, 20 years for sure. And it's going to solve lots of other cases.
I just want people to know to never give up hope. Just because it's been 40 years, technology is so much better. They will get them.
With stuff that they're doing in their technology with DNA and so forth, we'll be one of the last of the few that has to wait 43 years. Michigan State Police have taken pro step on the cold cases. They need our senators and our congressmen to back up more in this.
I had the privilege to be able to meet Sherri's mom, her aunt, and her uncle. It truly shows you the ripple effects and the deep impact that each one of these cold cases has on somebody, on a family, on a community. It makes you realize how necessary this is. It also makes me realize that our family grows every time a case solves, and we're able to look the people that are our why in the eyes and tell them how honored we were to get to be a part of their case.
Sherri deserved a life. She deserved children. That was all taken away from her. She was a phenomenal child. God got an angel when he got her.
She was a sweetheart. She was my one and only daughter. It just ripped my heart out. Detective Art asked me if I would do this, and I said yes. So if it gives anybody some hope, then I hope that helps them.
Wow. Yeah, Jesse Roblin and I, a few other people, were there at CrimeCon when Kristen Middleman had the people that you saw in that video on stage, and they told Sherri's story, and very brave. Oh my God, I can't think about what they did to her. I can't, because it's just too what he did to her, what that monster did to her. I can't. Can you imagine reading in the obituary what a great guy he was, knowing what they knew? And I'm so glad that the mom posted that and said, no, he wasn't. He killed my daughter. Ugh, it just makes me absolutely sick. So anyway, hang on, guys. I have to do some technical things. Just hang on just a moment, please. Talk amongst yourselves. Stacy had to go to bed because, she was drinking the whole time, like she always does. I'm kidding. She wasn't drinking. She has to get up really, really early tomorrow. So hang on here. I just need to do something really quickly. And then I'll be right with you, my darlings, okay? Oh, crap. Hold on. I got to do something here. Just give me a second. Sorry. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, might take a little longer than I had anticipated. But in case you missed it at the beginning of the live stream, we talked about a case that we talked about yesterday. Julie Goforth, she went dirt biking in a remote area of the Mojave Desert. Very experienced at this. She did it, for decades and decades. And she was, 65, I believe. And unfortunately, they found her body. And she was 63. And her daughter and son-in-law, Candace and Alex, came on our live stream earlier and joined us and told us some disturbing news about the case, and that is the dirt bike is missing. It was a new dirt bike. The dirt bike is missing, but her body was found. Now, what she had done, she had gone with a friend, and this is something that she'd done many, many times. She had this new dirt bike, and she was they were going together, and I guess there's like a track, like an area that you go and you do this, and she was having trouble, and she wanted to go back to I guess they had an RV. I hope that's correct. And so she told her companion that she was with, her friend, said, I'm going to head back. And he said, okay, I'm going to do one more lap or whatever it is they do. And she said, okay. So when he went back, he fully expected her to be there waiting for him. Well, she wasn't. And the search started. Now, they did say that because this is what they call it's an unattended death, meaning they don't know what type of death it is yet. They don't know if it's a homicide, accident, whatever. So when they can't determine it, they have to investigate it as a homicide. That's how they start doing it. So they're investigating it as a homicide, or as excuse me, I don't want to say homicide. I want to say suspicious death. That's what it is, a suspicious death. They're investigating it as a suspicious death. And of course, they start with the last person that saw her alive, which was her dear, dear friend. And that's as much as we know. Hopefully we'll know more tomorrow. But again, I want to thank Alex and Candace for joining us tonight. That was so kind of them to do. And the reason why they did was a very good one. They wanted to make sure that the information that was getting out there is correct. Okay, because already, as we know, already there are conspiracy theories and craziness out there. So please, if you read about Julie Goforth and there's a bunch of rumors and bull on there, please do not repeat it. Okay, because that's the last thing we need. I'm going to put the link to the discussion on websleuths.com, which is very, very detailed, but fact-based, all right? I'll put that in chat here in just a moment. And of course you can, Google, there's lots of media about this case. But let me get the Web Sleuths discussion here. Here it is. And I'm linking it to the post that with the sheriff's announcement about the discovery. So let's see here. Here it is. And again, I'll put this in the description as well. And do I have to make it a tiny link? Let's see here. A teeny tiny itty bitty link. Let me see. No, that's good. Yeah, Bipolar Express. I'll admit I'm a little biased, but I can tell you that Web Sleuths discussions are the best because they are fact-based. They are heavily moderated. It's not about free speech at Web Sleuths. It's about sticking to the facts and discussing things like adults. Okay, so there you go. Now, now let me do the one thing that I needed to do here, and then we're going to wrap things up here for tonight. Here we go. I hope this will work. Oh, come on. Really? Sorry, I'm trying to get a picture of Julie to show at the end of the show. And it has to be in a certain format, and so I have to take a screenshot of it and then email it to myself and then download it on this computer. And it's like, ugh. Let me try again here. Okay. No, I didn't want to send it. Oh, my good Lord. I want to attach it. Okay, now let's see if that works. Hang on. I swear I'll be back. I will be back to talk to you. I just need to do this really quickly here. Dee. I want to say hi to Yuta from the UK. Thank you, my dear, it's good to see you. We're going a lot longer than normal tonight, so probably a little easier for you to catch, right? It worked. Yay. Neil Campbell says, Trisha, don't hurt yourself doing those technical things. I am a trained professional, people. Don't try and do it at home because it is very dangerous. I am a person that could hurt myself by sitting here clicking on the computer. Somehow, some way I would. If anybody could do it, hurt themselves, it's me. I am so technically challenged. Here you go, sweetie. Okay, hey, listen, don't forget, starting Tuesday night at 11:50 Eastern, we begin the End of the World Again 24-hour broadcast, and we are inviting you. We have limited seating, but we're going to have a slumber party. Normally at night, after we start the live stream, I go to bed like at 2 or 3 my time, which is Central, and we just leave the camera on, and you look at me and watch me sleeping, and it's really boring, and the dog snores, and some people think I'm dead and want to call 911, and then I wake up in the morning, and then all day long, we have interviews and interesting things to do, all for the victims and to introduce you to new crimes and people that need the attention as well. But anyway, so instead of just me leaving my camera on me and sleeping, we're going to have a slumber party. So if you would like to join us, turn your camera on. You have to do it. We'll stay up late and do slumber party things, and then we're all going to go to bed together, and we'll have the cameras on, and then we'll have some people in chat. We'll leave the chat open. They can chit chat with everybody, and then we'll wake up, and the day will begin. And let me tell you, this End of the World Again broadcast is going to be probably the most special and interesting one by far that we have ever done. We've got some great things planned for you. But everybody, I want to thank our wonderful moderators. Oh, how we love them. They are so great. That would be Lynn Jen 2, Detective's Daughter. Let's see, Four Sons Mom, Love and Coco. I want to make sure I've got it right here. Lynn Jen 2, Four Sons Mom, Love and Coco, Detective's Daughter, Alicia Gallegos, and oh my gosh, hold on. Let me start over. Sorry, I'm very tired. Four Sons Mom, Lynn Jen 2. Oh, Moonlight View, of course. Four Sons Mom, Moonlight View, Detective's Daughter, Lynn Jen 2, Alicia Gallegos, and Love and Coco. I think I got everybody now. Thank you, ladies, so much. We'll be back Monday, and then Tuesday night, the beginning of the End of the World Again, right here on websleuths.com. Okay, everybody, you know what we do now at the end of the show. We play our theme song, Old Bat in a Cowboy Hat, because sometimes I wear a cowboy hat and do a short, and done by Super Devereaux. We really do appreciate it, and we show you pictures of our mad chatters and of cases and such. And we're going to start out tonight showing you a picture of Julie Goforth. And again, our deepest sympathies to her loved ones. We are so sorry that you are going through this hell. But no, we are here to help you any way we can. Okay? Okay. Everybody take care. We'll see you Monday night, 10:30 Eastern on Websleuths YouTube Live. Hang on. I just got to do one more thing, everybody. I was going to do this big dramatic beginning here, but I blew it. Hang on. Just a second. Talk amongst yourselves for one more minute, okay? Just one more minute, please. One more minute. One more minute. Do, 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 do. There we go. Okay, everybody. See you Monday night, 10:30 Eastern. Bye-bye.
She's an old bat in a cowboy hat, reading case files on a cellular phone. Coffee stain maps on the kitchen table, red string on an evidence board shown. Screens glow blue in a bifocal glare, bookmark tabs like a secret armory, whispering dates like a spell to herself. I know who you are, you won't outrun me. Websleuths in the dead of night, turning every rumor into black and white, digging through the dirt till the truth bites back. Click, clack, click, clack. All bad in a cowboy hat, riding through the forums like a desert track, chasing down the lies till the truth comes back. No rest, no slack, she's coming through the wires, better watch your back. Got a fan club on a message board, username flashing like a wanted sign. Little avatars in a digital posse, follow every breadcrumb, every crooked line. She's got printouts stuffed in a cardboard box, hidden under quilts in the cabin shed. Grins when the news plays a breaking story. I solved that puzzle 3 months ahead. Oh yeah. Websleuths in the dead of night, turning every rumor into black and white, digging through the dirt till the truth bites back. Click, clack, click, clack. All bad in a cowboy hat, riding through the forums like a desert track, chasing down the lies till the truth comes back. No rest, no slack, she's coming through the wires, better watch your back. You can change your name, you can ditch your past.